Hello everyone, and welcome back to Allthemodium. In the last episode, we actually did quite a bit of B stuff. We've got a pretty good setup. Do I have sound? I'm not sure if we have sound. Yeah, we do have sound. Okay. And we also set up some entangled blocks, which are really cool. One of my favorite blocks in the game because in terms of automation, it allows you to make things so tidy. So what we have in here is pretty much the same B setup we had for the one hive we had in here previously, if you remember that stuff. And instead we've got them going into 3 different entangled blocks. So we still have the input for the glass bottles, obviously, through the tops here. But then we also have the extracting coming out for all the combs. And the way this stuff works is we've entangled it into these little capsules we have. Listen, it's nothing pretty at the moment, but we can make it pretty in the future. So for example, in here, we have it actually entangled to this block. So I think as well, if I run back in here and hover over them, you can sort of see them like, look there, right? Look at that block on the screen. See how it's now got this little highlight? So it's actually got, it's like entangled, right? So it extracts the combs from here. We also chucked in some upgrades. So a bunch of speed upgrades and also a baby upgrade. This allows it to spawn, as you can see, multiple Draconic Bees. So we have one Draconic Bee there, we have another one in there, and then another child that's obviously hatched recently. And this stuff's just gonna like pump out just Draconic stuff. I have the same stuff in here. Oh, we actually do have another Ancient Bee. And then we obviously have the Quarry Bee in here, and there's only one of these guys. But, you know, the same upgrades are there for the most part. So yeah, that's what we did. Entangled blocks cool, that stuff cool. Cool, right? So you might be wondering, what have we got in store for today? Also, I should toggle on shaders and hope things don't crash. Oh, those are Seus PTGI. I prefer Complementary just for frame rate reasons. It might lag for a little bit as the shaders soak in, I guess. But okay, what are we doing this episode? So, a few things. We're on a new version of the Modpack, and that's going to play an integral role in what we do. In fact, you guys probably already know from the title and thumbnail and whatnot, but currently, the way we are powering all of these machines are via these wireless chargers. This one, maybe not, or maybe it's got power in it. But more importantly, we've got a bunch slapped outside here. And to be honest, they're really good. Like that, they are really good. They have a big range. You can view the range that they're going to provide their power in. And they provide the power to the block without touching them. So we can get away with things like this where we hide them behind the wall. Like, that's pretty good. We've also obviously got Flux Networks. This allows us to, you know, provide a flux plug when there's like a specific machine that needs more than that 200 RF per block, what do you call it, limit that these guys have. Like when it needs thousands per block, we do need to whip out the flux points sometimes, like what we sort of have over here. There is another mod that has entered the mod pack that it'll do the trick, and it'll do the trick really well. It is Powah. Powah is now in the pack. I think someone said that it was ported over by one of the Applied Energistics devs, so that's pretty cool. Now, in particular, what we want, because this mod's pretty big, it's got things like storage cells for power, it's got, you know, furnace generators, it's got like magma generators, it's got thermo generators, which are somehow different. It's got like solar panels, reactors. It's even got player charging. So like it can charge your inventory, it can charge your items, all of that sort of stuff. Cross-dimensional. Obviously our Flux network does that. But it does have that within it. Like it is an option. There's like other things like energy hoppers, dischargers. It's got a bunch of stuff. The main thing we want though, that I'm going to try and get this episode, are these guys here. The ender gates. These little doodads, they are so nice. They are everything that I sort of wanted the whatchamacallums, the lasers to be. So like the lasers, I thought I could chuck that little bit on the front of these machines to hook them up and connect them. These ender gates, they're like a slither of a block, and they can sit on the front of the machines and provide power to them. So like you can just still run through. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't ruin anything. You just put a little plop on the front. So we're going to try and get those. I want to show them off. They're pretty cool. In the meantime, what does this guy have? Protection, unbreaking, mending. Yeah. But yeah, I want to do power stuff. Now, it's not as simple as just crafting power stuff, as much as I wish that was the case. So we're going to have to do a little bit of auto crafting, and then there's going to be a little bit of like, I guess, waiting, which is never fun, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. So first things first, how do we get this stuff? So I kind of want to go up to this tier if possible. This is the blazing tier. So if we actually look at the ender gates on the side here, Each different tier transfers a different amount per tick. So this one does 500 forge energy per tick, or 500 RF per tick. This next one does 2000 per tick. What would we want? We could probably get away with 5000 per tick, but I kind of want to go for the blazing one that does 20k per tick, because there's not a lot of machines, I think, out there that use more than 20,000 RF per tick. So I think that's a nice like little middle ground. We could push it up to this one, the Niotic, to go to 50k, but we can do that in the future, I think. Okay, so how do we get this guy? So the main thing, it's going to be some obsidian. It's going to be an ender core. This ender core is actually going to have to be crafted within a power setup, so an energizing orb and some energizing rods. We'll obviously get into that in a little bit. We also need these bookmarked. So that's the ender core. These little bits, they're all sort of similar crafting recipes. So this is iron and then these dielectric rods. And these are made out of dielectric paste and iron bars. And the dielectric paste is coal or, charcoal, a little bit of clay, and then either blaze or lava. Pretty simple. It might sound scary at the moment, but we're just going to auto-craft them all for the most part, so it should be very simple. The other stuff, like this casing, oh no, that's what we looked at already. The tiny capacitor, that's made out of a basic capacitor, and that's just going to be a block of redstone, iron, and then this dielectric paste again. Is it even dielectric, or am I pronouncing it wrong? Let's see. It is, I'm going to call it dielectric. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I'm wrong. I'm going to slap this in here. We'll have it use charcoal, because I think that's fine. And obviously it's going to use a bit of clay and blaze. That should be fine. So I'm going to chuck that in there. For the other recipes, we will obviously want the rods. So I'm going to place this one in. It's going to be iron bars, and these are going to create vertical dielectric rods. I'll also probably need an iron bar pattern, so we'll do that too. But not only do we need the vertical rods, we also need horizontal ones. And we could put an individual recipe for it, or we can say, hey, if you've got some vertical rods laying around, turn them into horizontal. Just simply rotate them 90 degrees. That'll probably do the trick. So yeah, there's that. The rest of these I will create patterns for. If I think we can get away with it, so we might as well do that. The basic capacitor, do that as well. Do we have a pattern coming in? We don't. That's not good, because that usually means that we don't have something to make the pattern. And the thing we don't have is redstone. Okay, we don't have any redstone? No, we don't. Okay, I'll just pop in over here. I'll stop by, run over here in this majestic dimension. Once again, yeah, complementary shaders is actually what we're using currently. We have a 2 times redstone block. I should probably get this guy running again. We are running a little bit low in the redstone department. It's fine. We've got enough for now, but I will need to sort that out sooner rather than later now. Okay. The blocks can go in. That was for the pattern. So the pattern, there we go, it got crafted. Beautiful. Okay, so all these patterns that you just saw, I'm going to chuck in here. And from this point, I'm pretty sure most things I can just sort of craft. So the first thing we're going to need is this energizing orb. So I'll auto-craft all that stuff, and it should just be crafting, so it should be very quick. And we can craft this guy. So dielectric casing, horizontal rods, and connecting... it's meant to be just, glass. The fact that it's using connecting glass doesn't really matter, since it's the glass is a 1-to-1 ratio, so we'll use it, but I guess keep that in mind. So we need this orb. We're also going to need these rods. Now there's a few different ones you can get, and these all tier up as well, sort of like the ender gates do. So we've got the starter tier, that goes to basic, to hardened, and then to blazing, right? And then there's a few extra tiers as well. So the basic one, we'll grab all this stuff. Or I guess the starter one, not even the basic one. This guy's going to store 10,000 power. It doesn't really matter, that part. But it will transmit 100 RF per tick. So we'll grab one of these. I will grab a wireless charger. We'll craft one of these up, because I do want to use one. And it might be the last we use. And I'll sort of show you what we're going to do here. Let's also grab a flux point out. Grab one of those. If it's going to let me, I might have to open it and do this. There we go. It's nighttime. Okay. So ironically, I was going to build it over here, where of course this guy's chilling out, but we'll do it around here nonetheless. So I'll probably clear out. I think this little area looks nice. And within here, I'm gonna place down. Oh, how am I exactly gonna do this? I'm gonna place the rod, or not the rod, sorry, but the charger on top of this. So I'm setting up a flux plug, right? This guy will provide power to whatever's connected. Chuck this guy down. He's filling up with power. Beautiful. And then I could place the orb on top. Is that a bit weird? It's a little bit weird. Does it matter? Not really, to be honest. And then we can place this down. And to be honest, you can actually just place it wherever. I think. No, it has to be connected to, I guess, power, right? Can we get away with pipes? Like energy pipes? I don't know if we can, but I'll tell you what. We are... Ooh, I was going to say we're about to find out, but we don't actually have any iron. Okay. You know what? That actually is a bit of an issue. I was going to say that's not a problem, but it kind of is. We kind of do want some iron. And we don't even have much in here. Let's turn this guy on for a second. See if he can maybe get a little bit of... Oh, no, this guy's not even hooked up anyway. Let's grab... Hold up. Remain calm. Let me just quickly hook this guy up. Get rid of the limit. This guy should get enough power, or at least some power. Did we get any iron? No. Alright, well I can just come down here and mine this one vein that had 12 bits. I can chuck this to my little like duplicator guy and we've got iron for days, so that's not really an issue. But yeah, I probably will turn this guy off because he was actually filling up like quite a bit. So we'll do that. Everything's fine though. Remain calm. The episode is not completely blasted yet. So we'll come over here, go to this guy. Hey buddy, can you do your thing with that? Yep, beautiful. Okay. So, what was I doing? Energy pipes. That's what we were going to do. Energy pipes. Probably should have just searched pipes. Let's see if this can connect. So, if we pick this guy up, and if I were to place a pipe here, can I place this on top? It doesn't want to, see? Like, it doesn't want to connect to this. I know it can connect to energy or power pipes. But to be fair, this is pretty cool that you can slap it on the side. So, for now, that's fine. And now we can start energizing things within this energizing orb. Let's see what it looks like without shaders. Yeah, there's like a little bit of a cube you can actually see around it normally. So we'll toggle those back on. These are, of course, using Oculus and Rubidium mods. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, okay, so to get this blazing thing, we looked at the ender core recipe, so I guess we should try and make one of these. So a dielectric casing and an eye of ender. Let's grab that stuff out. So a tiny capacitor. I'm going to have to order one over here. Alright, a tiny capacitor. I will need... You know what? I should just do at power. I will need a dielectric casing. Needs more iron. Okay. Alright, a dielectric casing. That guy's made now, so we'll grab one of those two. And then it was an eye of ender, I believe. So we'll grab eye of ender. I'll see if it'll let me take one of these out. Just one. Yep, there we go. We'll run back over to this orb. And then the way this works is you just put them in. Oh, did I just right-click that? And it like actually used it? And did it just snap? Okay. Well, you meant to just right-click them in, I think. So let's try this again. Let's grab one of those, chuck that stuff back in there, jump back up here. There we go. Okay, that placed it in. And we want to chuck all of these in. So we'll put the tiny capacitor and the dielectric casing, and then it should start up right away. You can see there's actually a laser here. Once again, this is what the laser looks like without shaders, to be honest. Arguably, not as cool. I mean, it is a bit cooler. This looks very jittery, but the fact that it's big and it's green looks cool. So this thing's charging. You can see in the middle there. It's at 70%, and it charges. This thing needs like 50,000 RF to fill up and charge, and then it will create the item. So it uses quite a bit of power. Obviously, having more of these will actually charge it faster. But for now, that's fine. Ender core, beautiful. So the next thing we'll need is obviously these cables themselves. Now the cables, right? These will need some horizontal rods, that's fine. They will need blazing crystals and a blazing capacitor. The blazing capacitor needs one of these large capacitors, which is just the normal capacitors crafted together. Some dielectric paste, and then more of these blazing crystals. So how do you get the blazing crystals? Well, these bad boys you get from placing either 4 blaze powder, which will cost you 120,000 RF, so pretty expensive, or 1 blaze rod, which is only 90,000 RF, which, as you just saw, compared to the thing that we just crafted, won't actually take that long with these starter tier rods. Obviously, if we want to get it to this level, to like get these blazing rods, we would have to like, what would you say? I would have to go all these different levels to get there, which, to be honest, we can sort of already do to a certain extent. For example, if I grab this starter rod, I open this up, and I click on the basic rod, and I try to place this stuff in here, I'll need to order another dielectric casing, which, to be honest, let's open this thing up and chuck this stuff in here, because this will actually save us a lot of time. Let's go, let's put dielectric casing in here. Let's put a horizontal rod in here. because then that will also, I guess we can just place this rod in there as well. And then one of each capacitor, I guess. I don't think it can craft large capacitors yet. I don't think we taught it to, but we can at least put that in there. Okay, let's run back over here. So I should be able to now get the dielectric casing. Boom. From a starter rod into a basic rod. That's a block of quartz at the top, obviously. So this is going to go from 100 RF per tick to 400 RF per tick. So instead of crafting 4 of them, we've just done this singular upgrade. So that's pretty cool. There he is. Hopefully you guys are following along. Hopefully I'm not going too quick. So the next thing we're going to want to do here is turn it into a hardened version. Now the difference here, these are capacitors, right? So we're going to need hardened capacitors. And the difference here is they need energized steel. Now this stuff is another recipe using iron and gold. It is that simple. So we can grab iron and we can grab gold. I don't know if we have much in ingot form. We've got some, but I'll probably want to actually go and chuck this stuff over to our certified, what would you call him? Processor. Half processor. He's going to get us a lot of stuff. So what we do is we place in an ingot of gold, an ingot of iron, and this laser starts up and it charges. And as you can just see, it's not too difficult to make. Like, it's pretty fast. So there's no real hassle there. So we'll make a little bit of that. I'll grab all the gold from over here that's in dust form, because it works pretty quickly. Here we go. And now you can put multiple in, like here. But as you can see, when we put in 2 of each, it doesn't process them all at once. So this is where like auto crafting and that sort of stuff, it gets a little bit trickier. You can't just like slap a crafter onto this guy. You need to instead use, and I can sort of show it off here in case you want to go ahead and do that. This option here, the crafter mode, currently it's ignoring redstone. You can toggle this guy, and the important one is pulse inserts next set. And then what you do is you essentially, to put it simply, you slap a comparator on this guy, and you know, have it pulse to insert the next set. So once this guy has something in him, redstone's sent out. Once he's empty, the redstone stops. That's technically a pulse. So yeah, that's how that works. I would set it up, but for some reason I'm not going to. I would need to set up like wireless redstone, and I've got a mission today. I want to get this stuff set up. Oh, by the way, when you do this, although it only shows 1 in there, we have 8 currently. We have 10. Like, it gives you 2 each time. So keep that in mind as well, I guess. This episode feels a little bit messy, so I do apologize in advance if it actually is as messy as it feels. Hardened, what was that? A large capacitor is what I need. Yeah, let's grab 2 of those. Yeah, that should be fine. Turn them into these. So there we go. Hardened capacitors. Excellent. And then what I should be able to do is just pick this guy right back up and upgrade him into hardened. There we go. So I can slap this guy back down, obviously. And I would like to actually get started on our blaze rods. So I'm going to chuck in, well, I guess we have to do 1 at a time, I think. And as you can see, he charges pretty quickly. Like that's honestly pretty good. If I wanted a blazing rod, which would up it from 1000 RF per tick to 4000 RF per tick, I would need blazing capacitors. I would need 4 blazing crystals. So we can actually do that. I actually timed that perfectly, grabbing that thing out. That was I almost, you know, ruined it. Yeah, so I'll get 4 of these, upgrade this guy. We could craft more of them, which would make it obviously really fast. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the current issue we have isn't even like anything here. It's the fact that this guy can't actually transfer enough RF per tick. So realistically, what I need to do here is move the flux point up a bit, which is, you know, not the prettiest thing, but I can slap this guy here. That connects. And now it should actually be going way faster. So let's see. I put the blaze rod in. The laser connects. I mean, it looks faster, right? Does it? Maybe. At least faster than it was. Because now it's getting the full, you know, RF per tick. In fact, actually, it looks like it's still draining pretty fast. Does anyone remember what I was doing? Oh, yeah. I was going to upgrade this guy into blazing. So, first up is going to be the blazing capacitor. There we go, 2 of those. And then we can just turn it into a blazing rod. Nice and simple. There we go. Boom, boom, and yeah, nice. Also, this episode is probably going to be a little short because I am a little bit strapped for time. But, I mean, hey, this has gone really well. Like, despite this area not looking nice, we're getting stuff done. Which it's been a little bit of a common theme in at least the past 2 episodes. So how much do we need for these ender gates so I can show them off? Ooh, there's also another thing we'll need. I think we also need Energy cells, possibly ender cells. In fact, I think ender cells. Let's bookmark a blazing one and also a blazing energy cell. We'll get to those soon. I'll keep this stuff going. For the ender gate though, if I was just to make this, we would only need 2 and then we'd only need 6 realistically. So realistically, I can make it. Should we give it a shot? I reckon we should. So the energy cables, I'm going to need a blazing capacitor for them. So that's, I feel like that's, well, let me grab all that gold as well. I feel like we're missing something. Like, as in, the dielectric, what are we missing here? Oh, it just didn't craft it. You know what? Let's just craft like 10 of them. That should be fine. Open this guy. Dielectric casing in the middle. Is that it? No, it's the capacitors, right? Yeah. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. Let's get the large capacitors. Chuck those in there. And then the large capacitor goes in the middle. Oh, no, where is it? The large capacitor goes in the middle. Blazing capacitor. Excellent. Okay. And then we can create the cables like so. I need more rods, please. All right, I may have crafted a stack, which I may or may not regret later, but currently I do not. So here's the cables, 12 of them. Pretty cool, nice. And then we can create the ender gates. So there we go, we've got 4 of them. Beautiful. Now, as you can see what I'm doing currently, they don't stack, although you craft a stack at a time. Like you craft them in a stack. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, didn't want that to happen. Because they're a lot better when they are stacked, but I don't know how to keep them stacked. Because obviously, like if you just have a stack of them, you can just place them as you go. Pretty cool. But currently I can't do that, so less cool. So currently as these stand, they do nothing. They do nothing at all. Like they genuinely do nothing. I need to create a network for them to draw power from. Sort of like the Flux Networks, how I need to like be putting power in somewhere, right? So what we'll actually need is, I believe, an energy cell and an ender cell. So as you can see, we're gonna have to craft a few more things here. So for now, it looks like I need 2 more of these blaze doohickeys. All right, this should go in here to create a blazing capacitor. The energy cell will also need 4 more, so I guess we'll get that set up. Did that look what it looked like? Did that look what it looked like? I'm gonna need, yeah, this stuff crafted as well. This is gonna get so messy. I'll just, yeah, you can only do 1 at a time. What's the best play here? Realistically, I should automate this. Like, I really should. I'm just, if I wasn't strapped for time, I 100% would have automated this, so I do apologize for that. I'm just, like, I'm thinking in my head, how difficult would it be? It'd be a little bit annoying. It'd be a little bit messy. You know what? It's so doable, though. Do we have wireless redstone? That's the only other issue. Redstone. We don't have like just the simple. I think Cyclic was doing the wireless redstone for a while. I will say before you guys start like screaming your lungs out, I do know that Create has the relay. I believe it's called, or maybe not. I thought redstone relay was the transmitter. Transmitter. Redstone, the redstone link. It has this thing, right? Redstone link. So that's like doable, but it's, I don't know, it's a little bit too much effort at the moment, I think. Let me know what wireless redstone options we have for this automation, because whilst I could automate it here, I'd love to automate it like over there. Okay, let's craft this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna need a hardened doohickey. What do we have from that? Let's go over here where we can actually craft some things. Yeah, how about that? So I'm going to need basic cells. Okay, these are crafted with dielectric casings and basic capacitors. So I'll chuck this in here. Let's search power again at power. Make sure we have everything we need. The survey says, what are these? Basic capacitors? Yeah, we can do this. So I'm going to craft 2 of these. These are 2 basic tiers. We're going to then upgrade those into hardened versions. So we're actually going to need more energized steel. So I'll have to craft a bit more of that. And we'll also obviously need some more hardened capacitors. These use a lot of these large capacitors. So I probably actually want to be making a lot of those, realistically. Basic capacitor. Am I allowed to take you out of the system? Thank you. Thank you for being so generous, so kind. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need more energized steel, so we'll get some of that. Not sure exactly how much we need, so I'll go for like maybe 10 or something. Okay, that was very quick. We now have 10, so I can chuck that stuff in there. Let's now go back to the hardened cells. Oh, I just realized we're actually gonna need a lot of these. Oh, this is gonna get a bit messy. The reason we need a lot is because these need 2 of each, and you upgrade them into 1. Oh god, that's gonna be messy. All right, let's grab that, clear that, open this up, put the 2 cells in there. See, like this combines 2 basics into a hardened. We can get away with it. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Am I? I could do auto crafting. No, we'll leave it for now. I'll be really lazy this episode. I apologize, but we will. The ender cell, however, can most definitely, as you can see, be crafted just straight up. So that should actually be quite easy. The ender core I would like to do. So let's actually grab all these resources out and get that guy set up. This should craft like pretty much instantly, right? Boom. I threw the pearl again. I apologize. Can I grab it? Nice. Okay, make sure you place it in properly. that's a big part. But there we go. This doohickey, chuck him in there. Fly back over here. I probably shouldn't have done that because it's just going to be here. Bada bing, bada boom. And bada bing, bada boom. So obsidian, blazing gates, ender core, ender cell. Different from the energy cell. Okay? We good? We following? So what's next in my boundary? What does this mean? What do these numbers mean? Well, if we jump up into our power area, up here, which I don't know why it's still up here, but it is, we can place down our ender cell. So I'm going to place it down. I might place it down on top here. Before I do that, actually, let's make sure that this is like a, yeah, this side's set to output. I actually do want that. So I'm going to place the ender cell here. There it is. Currently, it's got 5 networks we can choose from within here. 5 channels, I guess. I think that's how that works. So correct me if I'm wrong. And currently 0 storage. It can do 40,000 RF per tick, but it can't store any power. So that's not really that helpful. We can connect pipes to the side, which I do want to do so that we can have the power going in. Realistically, this guy probably only needs 1 cable, but we'll chuck more because, I don't know, why not? It suits the theme. What we're actually going to have to do, though, is shift-click in an energy cell into this ender cell, like this. Boom. And there we go. Now I can store 10 million, which was the size of these hardened cells, even though, for whatever reason, it doesn't tell you. I don't know why it doesn't tell you. Maybe just a little oversight. But yeah, 10 mil. I think it's 10. Yeah, 10 mil is stored in here now. And that's on any of... Actually, no. That's only on channel 1. So yeah, channel 1 has 10 mil. I guess you can have different networks here for like inputs, outputs, or something like that. I don't know. You guys probably know what you want. So there we go. If we come back down here, I unintentionally fell off, but we're going to roll with it. We should now be able to use our ender gates. Okay? So, where do we actually want to use them? Let's get started. So over here, we currently have a flux point charging this guy. He works fine. There's no reason to pick this guy up. And yet we have. Because I want to show off just how like seamless you can chuck in the ender gate. Because obviously we could see the flux point from below there. So if, let's continue here. Let's really set a bit of a scene here. If, for example, what's a nice floor? Should I do some spruce or should... I reckon this should be like a nice stone brick area again. If, for example, you had a nice stone brick area, you don't want to have a hole in your floor, right? We don't want to have a hole under there where you can see the flux point. Like, you can put stone bricks behind there, but it's still noticeable that there's a hole. So, I'm going to get this ender gate. Yeah. Well, welcome to my infomercial. I'm going to just place it on the front. There it is. There it is. That's it. There it is. There it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. You barely even see it. You barely even see it, but it's there. You can open it. You can select your channel for whatever reason. You go in here. I'm going to grab my combs. I'm going to grab out my draconic combs. Open this up. Chuck them in. It's processing, but the power's staying up. How beautiful is that? Now, imagine a world where these are slapped everywhere. And you might be wondering, okay, but like, what's the point, right? So the difference between a flux point, obviously, is that it takes up a lot less room. So you can, slam them down a corridor and you're not interrupted by the ender gate, whereas the flux point, it would interrupt you, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be able to walk through it. So that's cool. The other thing, the difference it does compared to the wireless charger, for example, instead of this guy, which arguably is even better because you can do it, through walls and stuff even. The difference is this one guy here does 20,000 RF per tick. There you go. That's it. This one guy does 20,000 RF per tick. He's not even the final form. If we search ender gate, have a look here. You can have him do 1 million forge energy per tick. I don't know what you need it for, but you can. Like it's an option. So it's very cool. It's very cool. I'm a very big fan of it. I use it a lot. It's nice to just have them. You know what I mean? Like with the Flux network, Here's the other thing. Like the Flux Network, like they work well, these little points. Usually though, when you place them down, they're not already hooked up to a network. So you got to click the network, click that, make sure that, you know, I mean, even just doing that, like now you don't have to. Now you just bam, 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 bam. Like that's it. You wouldn't even notice. And these now have 20,000 RF per tick being juiced into their veins, if you will. We can do it on these guys who, like, you know, these guys love their power. They absolutely eat up power. So it's an option. Very cool. I'm a big fan. I'll be honest as well. That's pretty much the episode. That's where we're at. Another thing we could do during this episode, which I sort of wanted to do, is grab this Draconic Dust. Is that what we wanted? For the productivity upgrade. Draconic Chunk. Oh, the dust makes the chunk. Yeah, okay. We're gonna need a little bit more from this guy, so we'll let him keep running. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about Draconic. Not Draconic, sorry. Why have I been saying that? No. It was just because I was holding the Draconic combs. Yeah. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about Powah. I very much like the mod. I can definitely give you what's the word I'm looking for? I can endorse it. I very much encourage its usage. And hopefully I've highlighted the reasons why you would sort of use them over flux points, the reasons why you'd use them over the wireless block charges, but also, like, you might be wondering, okay, what's the point of the flux point then? Well, up until you get that 1 million RF per tick, and even beyond then, the flux point has disabled limit, which means infinite power can go in it, right? I mean, there's probably like a limit eventually, but like it's seemingly infinite. So flux points are still pretty good in that aspect. And obviously, like, if you're hooking up a bunch of cables and stuff, the flux point's very good. Like, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Another thing while we're here, you know, just while we happen to be chilling here, these energy cables that also transfer 20,000 RF per tick. Here's another really cool thing. You have them set up. Oh my God, you've got cables everywhere. You can walk through them. You can walk through them. Meaning your little, like, power room that you have, right? Where you've got, like, all your cabling. If you're using power cables, the entire... Why can we... Any stackers in the chat? Why aren't you... Why... It's probably got, like, power in it or something. Why is it not stacking? That's weird. Anyway, you could literally just have it be a too-high wall. And you could just walk through it, find, like, the cable you need and be like, oh, I'll break that one. You know? Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you, of course, for everyone supporting me financially, whether it's watching ads or becoming a donator or a channel member. Thank you guys for doing that. You guys do not have to do that, so don't feel pressured to. It's purely a donation thing. But thank you to those who have. And of course, thank you to everyone else just supporting the channel. We've grown like crazy. We're still somehow growing. I don't really know how, but I'm grateful that it's happening. And hopefully I continue to do whatever I accidentally did that led me to this point. So yeah, not a clue what this thumbnail is going to be. Let's be honest, it's probably just going to be like this. You know what? Maybe we'll chuck a blaze rod in there. Go down like this. Maybe hit it with an F2. I sort of missed it, and there's no laser popping. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.